Exactly. So that's why we're having this conversation, that it's an issue. It's a mental health issue. And therefore, there are things like diaries where you can prioritize things, you can plan things, as opposed to holding it up in your brain that will give you stress or headaches. Or you've got the vision board or whatever board it is. You can put things on there so you don't have to keep thinking, oh my goodness, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. You plan everything out so that you don't have to worry about it. However, with the unpleasant feelings or notions or the thoughts that comes to you, that you can't put that out there on paper or what to plan that I want to do this. No, you will need to have talking therapies or worrying time, like Simon showed us the last time. You see what I mean? So stop worrying about, for example, we've got Ofsted tomorrow. All of a sudden, we've got an email, Ofsted is coming. I've got a full day tomorrow. I'm sitting here worried, oh goodness, what if they just pass by my door and I've just screamed at somebody, I've just rude, these sort of things. So it's a worry. So I need to forget about it and they should just show up. Anything can happen. Do you see what I mean?
You have to wait till it actually happens.
It actually happens. Exactly. So all these things does help our well-being in the mental state of mind.
It's such an interesting topic because yesterday I was watching a series on Netflix called Encounters, and the woman was having the same issue. She was just like, everything we're talking about and even what we're coming to discuss happened in that series.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she wanted to get married within a year. Like coming from a Nigerian home, and her mum was like, you're getting old, you need to marry. So she set a goal for herself that within 100, I think it was within 100 days, she had to find someone to marry.
Oh.
And every day she was doing this chatter. And then she had a vision board as well. So it's like,
and then she
had like these sticky notes on her wall. She had a plan that she was going by. But by the end of the series, basically, she didn't find a man. And she just told her mum the truth. And her mum was like, it's okay. So it's like she had stressed herself for 100 days for nothing, because her mum was okay with it in the end. But it's just the chatter, was constant.
Well, yes, it's there. Believe it or not, it's always there, and it's how to control it is where the issue is, that we need to identify that there are positive ones and there are negative ones, and therefore you need to put it out there so that it's not constantly with you. Okay, so Miss Newlove.
Yes, sorry. So we're getting carried away. So yes, back to our chatter. So how do we recognize this? The constant chatter in your head when you are trying to work out a problem, you're stressed, worried you've made a mistake, reflecting on a regret, going over and over something, fixating on something, and it won't go away. I think we've kind of mentioned it, but yeah, let's go back to it. So how do we recognize it? How do we recognize these things? I mean, how do you recognize when because you said every day you have this voice in your head, so the chatter, and it tells you, okay, I'm going to do this. Yours is more of a planning chatter, like a friend who's telling you, Jacqui, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. When you get to school, this, that. But then how do you know when it's not that voice and it's another voice that's trying to stress you out or making you feel worried and anxious? And how do you control that? How do you control those negative? Yeah, how do you control those type of voices?
Right. Well, in terms of negative, I tend to, as I said, I've learned recently, because I used to play on me most of the day and it will mess my day up. You do see what I mean? But then something else will come to me and say to me, oh, just don't worry about it. Deal with it when it happens and then see what happens. So that's what, happens to me all the time. So it will come to me. Oh my goodness, I have to deal with this. How do I deal about it? Then something else will say, oh, forget about it. It'll sort itself out. And then it will just go away. Once I hear the second voice, it will just go away, Okay. And also there's some also feeling in terms of anxiety that happens. For example, if there's an observation and I'm not happy with the class, and obviously it's playing, that's quite difficult to kick it. So then it stressed me out all through the night. I couldn't sleep, wake me up. Then you have become cranky and moody because you couldn't get your rest. So it's not a good thing. I've realized it does messes up your day, And then at the end of the day, the observation comes through and you've done even well and you've just lost that sleep for nothing. And I've been through that so many times, so many times. So I tend to wait for that other voice to tell me it's going to be fine. Who are they anyway? I'll just face them and then just get on with the day. Do you see what I mean? You need to just flip it around and it turns into a positive thing. So that's how I deal with it. Stress, it can stress because, as I said,
Yeah, we're not on. I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to. We're not on.
I thought you said we were on because I couldn't
We
find
but
it.
We did come back on, but we didn't come on. We didn't come on.
Right. So stress, I was just going to say, I've suffered the stress because I've worried through the